Hello, everybody. My name is Dion Morales, your host of the Gold Squadron podcast, and we're coming to you live from the Cala Galactic Championship qualifier. This is round one. Super excited. Couple of things before we get into it. I want to remind you that we stream live every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday here on GoldSquadronPodcast.com on Twitch. So looking forward to seeing you guys live. If you're watching now, you're watching that live now, but if you're watching in the future, make sure you watch live. This is the first of our Galactic Championship qualifiers. We'll talk more about that in a minute. I'm about to open up the Choose Your Champion polls for those of you who are watching live. If you're watching on YouTube later, let us know in the comments down below. Who do you think is going to win this game? I'm joined by my friend, William Hagwood.
Pop, pop. Good morning, Dion.
Good morning. And he's going to go ahead and break down the list. Let's go ahead and choose your champion.
All right, let's start with that. Choose bet one all. Our player on the left here, Mark Warrell, flying. A classic first order archetype. This is actually pretty old school. In those terms, we have Kylo Ren out there with no upgrades. Accompanied with two Upsilon shuttles, one of them being the excellent Lieutenant Tabson, who gets action when they suffer damage, and then Petty Officer Thanison with automated targeting priority. Petty Officer Thanison is the I-1 Upsilon and is able to essentially hand out tractor tokens to ships who become stressed in its front arc. Very good utility there. At I-1, an excellent large base blocker.
Oh, we got to take a pause here. Check out what Mark just did. He just used Petty Officer Thanison to ability to give Kylo a tractor and give him essentially an extra boost.
Yeah, it is during the activation phase, in addition to engagement phase. Any ship that suffers stress, that's some nice slingshot maneuver there. Being able to open up kind of on that flank, really putting some pressure on the bottom of the board here on that Plo Koon and Oddball. Speaking of, on our right here, the Bet to all champion, that's Carlo, flying some Grand Republic. I just said we got, as I just said, we have Plo Koon with calibrated laser targeting and the infamous Chopper, C110P. Currently has taken, already is taking a charge, trying to rush to that erratic side. With them here, we also have Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Aether Sprite with calibrated laser targeting. We got Oddball with proton rockets, and Ayla Secura with marksmanship and auto blaster, and that is in the Ada. So almost, I guess, this is a Grand Republic I-5 Alpha Strike? Question mark. Is that what you would consider? I guess that's what you would call this, right?
Something like that.
I hesitate to say 4 but I think, probably closer to an Alpha Strike here. I mean, between what Plo Koon can do, debuffing enemies with Chopper and supporting his own friends, just the sheer maneuverability of Obi-Wan in the Aether Sprite. And man, the nasty combination of marksmanship and auto blaster, we could see a lot of damage put out from these guys, and they're going to need it because they got 12 health apiece out there on those Upsilons.
Thick. Yeah, I mean, if you get hit by both of those at range 1, you're going to have a bad day. Now, before we go too far, I want to remind you that today our rounds are brought to you by Curled Paw Creatives and District Foundry. Use the codes GSP2021 for 15% off. Thank you to both of them. All right, it looks like we're going to have our first target lock here. You see that we're starting to get into engagement range here. That was Oddball reaching for a target lock on Kylo Ren. is probably hoping to get that proton rocket off. I mean, I think that's a little bit wishful thinking, possibly, just because you got Kylo, moving after because the initiative to get past to Carlo.
Yeah, I was going to have a hard time getting the proton rocket on Kylo, but setting up for maybe a good pot shot in the future.
Oh, look at this move over here. Aayla Secura busting recognizing that the battle is going to be here on this right side, doing a Talon roll. Doing a Talon roll here, facing the cloud, but I think wanting to get into the engagement maybe sooner, recognizing that it's about to go down.
Yeah, we have Kylo coming in for a target trying to sneak up on these Jedi. Has looks like oddball range 2 obstructed by Gas Club. And actually, I was very interested to see what actually that bid was, and it looks like both lists are at 200.
Yes, both lists 200 points.
That die roll to determine if Kylo moves before or after your entire list.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is rough. Looks like we got a Plo Koon token passing here, trying to set up oddball with that defensive focus.
And here we go. We're going to have our first engagement of the round. Here we go. Oddball. Nothing here. I mean, we really didn't expect Oddball to do damage this turn anyway. I think I'd probably hold on to that target lock.
Yeah. Obstructed Gas Cloud against a Force user. A 3 agility Force user at that.
All right. He did choose to use the target lock there. Maybe, thinking about the fact that Oddball does have a target locking ability. And, just trying to see if he can get double focus. And right there, you saw Kylo would have had to spend a force charge if he had spent the focus on attack, but it didn't happen.
Ooh, look at this fake out. Locks on ball and is targeting now the open Plo Koon, but blanks out.
I mean, that was honestly a better shot. You got the gas cloud sitting out there and a focus for Oddball. Take the pot shot at Plo Koon. It's a higher value target than Oddball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's really the only thing that Carlo can react to is that Plo Koon start of combat ability to what Kylo's doing here. And man, the Upsilons are in sweeping formation.
Mm-hmm.
They just, anybody who's getting caught in the overlapping arcs, which, let's be honest with you, it's going to be Oddball, right? He's no Jedi.
He's no Jedi.
Yeah, he's not, just on pure speed alone, he's not getting out of there.
Mm-hmm.
They're faster than he is.
100%. That is right. Now, one quick reminder wanted to give you guys before we go too far today. So remember, today's event is the first qualifier in a series of 8 qualifiers and then a championship event that's happening in November. This is a worldwide event series. We have events going at different time zones all around the world. If you're looking to participate, go to goldsquadronpodcast.com to pick up your tickets. If you have any questions, just let us know. You can also type _Galaxies in the chat. Ton of physical prizes, by the way. People are getting, every participant in the series is receiving an Alderaan target lock set. So I'm going to show these off on camera real quick here. If you haven't seen them, they're absolutely beautiful because the theme for this year is the Battle of Alderaan. So all participants getting the Battle of Alderaan. These are metal target locks. You get one marker to go on your ship card so you know who it applies to, and one actual lock right there. I can't go too far in just because of the hood of my camera. But absolutely beautiful gold target locks. And we also have them for the other planets, but those are with an additional ticket price, which we, take a look at those at your leisure. We do need to get the list link updated. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and do it. And did I forget to close Choose Your Champion? Nope, we are good. So, Will, who do you think has the advantage in Choose Your Champion? I want you to take a guess here real quick.
I mean, Kylo moving last seems like a good thing. These Upsilons being able to get into the fight and like a couple of these ships, they could just one shot. Like Ayla's got to look out for 84 dice attack coming in. So I think on pure initiative alone, if Kylo was moving first against all these I-5s, his chances would drop significantly.
And the audience today thinks the same thing. Right now has a 56% lead over Carlo right now in the Choose Your Champion. Obviously, these stats aren't always how things work out, but you get that feeling of where people are right now. And, of course, they're playing Choose Your Champion Season 3. Whoever gets the race to a million points first, you will be winning. You will get swagged out by GSP. And it doesn't cost you anything. You just got to play Choose Your Champion in the chat. Super easy. Type the stuff we put on the bottom of the screen if you don't know what we're talking about every round. And bet your points. You get the points just by watching. All right, so Oddball taking a one bank, taking an invade. I think, Oddball, that's a good choice when you're bearing down a couple of Upsilons.
Yeah, we saw a coordinate from Petty Officer Thamson to Kylo, get some boost and barrel roll in there. Then Tabson came up and gave Petty Officer Thamson. Can we just shorten that to POT? POT?
I'm not going to remember that. Just say Thamson. I'm not going to remember that. Nope. My brain.
I'm already getting messed up with Thamson and Tamson, but
yeah,
we'll try our best. Anyways, they was able to give them the reinforce in preparation for these Republic ships coming in.
Real quick here, could you guys please take a look? Exclamation point list should be working now. All right.
How's it going, Sam? Thanks for joining us. All right, looks like we got some Plo Koon passing and throws.
The evade to Ayla Secura.
Purple evade? Well, wouldn't that cost him 2 force?
Let's take
I am going to mention something to that, but we'll see how combat goes first. What we got here? This is Ayla shooting the auto blaster and does 2 damage to Kylo after he blanks out.
Ooh, baby, there we go. Getting the train rolling on Kylo. No heroic for that one. Now, Plo has a shot here. James, could you double check? I think Plo's not supposed to have any. I mean, it doesn't matter right now. It could matter here in a second. But Plo should be out of force, if we're not mistaken.
Yeah, Plo's out of force. 2 hits here from Obi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Gas Cloud doesn't help. Gas Cloud and Reinforce doesn't help there.
Nope. Pushing through damage. And we got a focus crit going in from Oddball. And that's going to be another damage going into Thanison. It's chipping away. Kylo range 1 into Ayla. Spending the evades to take care of those blanks. And that's still going to be a crit, though. What do we get? We got a fuel leak. We got a fuel leak there. Check this out, guys. New crit animations, baby. Hope you like that. Just for you. All right.
Super clean. Oh, and Santa's for it too. Wow. Or they ate him. All right.
Oh, 3 hits from downtown.
Yeah, probably going into Ayla here.
Oh,
who
no.
fully blanks out.
Gone, baby.
Wow.
Rip.
Wow.
Ayla. Here we go. Going range 3. Thanison into oddball. No focus is available, but that does trigger automated target priority. Gonna get just a little calculate, little smack roll, little snack for later.
It feels like not enough when you're rolling 4 and 5 dice attacks, but I mean, it is nice.
It's for defense.
It is good.
It's for defense?
I mean,
question mark.
How much would you pay to use, Force User on offense every round or every other round?
This is true.
You can have that power at like 1/10 the cost. I am. Oh yeah, we were talking about purple. Evade action. Yeah, hard to.
Oh, chopper. He choppered.
Chopper. Nice. Yeah, when we have chopper going erratic. I didn't see the stress there. Which makes a lot more sense.
Alrighty, so with Ayla off the table, that also got rid of the auto blasters from Ayla Secura. Because that is something that could end up hurting Carlo quite a bit. Any auto damage that might happen there, and also that could be some big swings into the Upsilons if Ayla could have gotten on the flank.
Yeah, I mean, like Plo Koon or Obi-Wan could, in theory, eventually solo the Upsilons. But that damage, unblockable damage, is exactly what Kylo did not need. And great, actually, some pretty good flying here from Mike, getting that Kylo out there fast. Utilizing the coordinates to do all the repositioning and just doing some good hit and run tactics here.
And Petty Officer just going one straight, say, you know what? I'm gonna get either Oddball or Obi-Wan Kenobi. You let me know which one it is, and the commitment to the corner here.
Yeah, there's not a lot of places Oddball can go anymore. I mean, Obi-Wan could hard one away and fly off.
We're getting some jam. Some jam action.
That was a coordinated jam. A lot of people forget about the Upsilon shuttle's white jam.
So that, of course, the jam doesn't end up doing anything for him this turn, but of course, jams do clear 1 green token or break a ship's lock when they either have it already or when they receive those things. Oops.
And looks like the players calling out the jam token is also going to prevent Plo from passing the proton rocket focus over. Trying to Plo Koon out here trying to one up Hera by allowing such shenanigans. So an excellent call here from Mark to make sure that you don't take that burst damage too early.
Is real quick, is an action optional? Because he did not take an action with Plo.
Actions are not required. Not at all. You imagine facing down like a Paylob Gandali. And your only actions are focus and evade tokens available.
Yep.
You can most certainly decline. No, thank you, sir. So I mean,
It looks like he's giving it to him.
They caught it. They caught it. Yeah, because what he had done was the erratic chopper action, which allows a jam of a ship at range 0 to 1. Combines well with the fine-tuned controls that let you boost and barrel roll before you do that chopper.
All right, we got some range 1 going here.
That's a dangerous proposition to be shooting into a range 1 Tabson.
That's right. So it does do a damage, but triggers Tabson's ability. And Tabson's taking a focus, getting ready to roundhouse kick Oddball. Can you see it?
Yeah. Tabson got jammed a lock off of him, but now I don't really understand how he got the lock, because he coordinated his action. Interesting.
I think he locked him early game.
Plo, 4 hits there with CLT spending the focus and taking 1, 2, 3, 4. Though that's going to spend that second charge. Probably a lock using Tabson's ability on Oddball. Yes, that's going to be a fully modified shot there. Carlo from downtown going into Plo. This is going to be 3 on 4. Use the force.
Yeah, he's willing to drain his force.
What do we get? And he's got a force available. No damage there. This is going to hurt, guys. This is going to be 5 dice. Range 1.
Oh, we hardly do ya.
Spend the lock on the blank. Let's see what we get. Do we get the full string?
Yeah,
Yes.
full string.
4 hits and a crit. How many are going to get evaded here? Just 1. That's 3 hits and a crit going into Oddball. Could end up dying if we get a double damage on that crit. Let's find out what the crit is. It is a hull breach.
Well, that means about nothing at 1 health.
That's right.
So I got off easy on the crit, but gonna have a hard time maneuvering next round with these large base ships in his way.
Well, the one way it could potentially matter if the crit that ends up coming up from the hull breach, because Carlo is initiative 5 as well as Oddball. Right? If it's like a weapons failure or something like that, that could end up just possibly impeding his attack. Before his last dying breath could be smothered.
Sure, but he's got first player, so he'll shoot before Carlo.
Oh, you're right. Never mind.
Fair.
I take it all back. All of it.
It's okay. We're all learning here early in the morning, apparently. Man, I am checking on what maneuvers, because if these Upsilons just crash, right? They, as you said just a moment ago, they had really committed here because of their lumbering around the board nature. It is hard to get them to keep those front arcs on target. Do you think we'll see them crash into each other, or kind of one like Thanison goes north and Tabson kind of goes south, kind of split up and circle back around? Because I'm trying to see, there's like no moves that Oddball could even do. His Talon rolls are only 2, his K-turn's only a 3. He could 4 forward, but I think all of that is blocked if Tabson just goes 1 forward and bumps.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with Tabson, we'll go ahead and read you his ability here. We'll bring it up on the screen for y'all. All right, so Lieutenant Tabson, after you suffer damage, you may spend 1 charge to perform an action. Now remember, damage is suffered 1 card at a time, so that does mean potentially if you have both of those charges up, you can spend them both in the same turn if you take two or more damage in a turn. So Tavson, the best Upsilon out of the bunch, is just very versatile, and you saw some of what he can end up doing. Saying, hey, look, I have a fully modded attack. When I also you had coordinate, focus, and target lock all on the same turn. Seems good.
Yeah, he got jammed and still shot a 5 dice double modified shot.
Exactly.
That's pretty good.
Okay, and somebody asking, is a shield damage? Yes, because suffering damage is different than being damaged, right? Like I know it is, it is, only a couple letters that make the difference there, but it is, yes. Suffering damage is shield and cards. Being damaged is having cards. It's silly. All right, so we got some bumps there. The Upsilon's going into the corner, committing to getting oddball, and maybe trying to catch Obi-Wan Kenobi as well. Plo Koon getting on the backside. Now, these Upsilons, they do have a 2 hard, so they can move better than a Lambda shuttle. But you'll notice that Mark has them at 2 different angles, especially with that amount of health that they have. Once he starts bringing them around, they're going to be fanning that 4-die arc in 2 different angles, and you can get caught up real quick. Though, looking at his current positioning, he's going to have to take Thanison and go to the left, but there is potential for Tavson to actually end up going to the right. And watch out, the Upsilon does have a red 1 hard. Okay, that is on that dial.
All right, so a lot of things happening here. And Plo Koon jams Lieutenant Tavson with Chopper. Oddball tries a 2 Talon roll in behind Thanison. And once he takes that stress, Thanison's ability triggers, giving Oddball then a tractor beam, and he pushes Oddball off of him to a gas cloud.
Yeah, absolutely excellent there. Reduces his agility because he did end up rolling for the strain, and he's got a shot on him now. So Oddball probably going down this turn.
Yeah, 5 dice on 0 agility. And Petty Officer Thanison has that calculate from on main target priority. So it should be real easy to put 1 damage through.
You just need 1, baby. You just need one.
And now Tavson has Obi-Wan in quite the decision here. Do you sit range 1, take it the shot? And Obi-Wan says, no, thank you. I will prefer not to trade shots. 3v2.
Yeah, that boost did get him out of the arc there. We'll give you a better view of that right now. You can see that it is just past that line. The boost, good idea. No reason to sit there.
Yeah, the damage, and this is what makes these Upsilons so difficult to deal with, is the enormous health pool. Carlo comes in doing Carlo things, hard to boost barrel roll, trying to line up a shot. Looks like we have a token pass, and it looks like Oddballs. If he's going out with a rocket here.
Going down swinging. Did he have it? Yeah, he did have that bottom right corner. He sure did.
He's got it. That's going to be a 5 dice attack against Lieutenant Tavson, who will probably just take a jam action, maybe a target lock of his own.
Probably a target lock. Jamming right now doesn't help.
You take Obi-Wan's lock off of you, I guess.
True that. Actually, yeah, I like the jam. I do like the jam, actually.
It's either jam and lock.
Yeah, because you don't have a shot. Yep.
All right, here it is.
Oh, that is a lackluster procket. Can we get some Fs in the chat? I think it deserves it there. And evaded. Oh, feels bad.
That's That was the moment when Carlo could have tipped the scales dramatically in his. Some really good crits on Tabson here, some serious damage from that procket. And it just didn't happen.
Kylo taking a shot here from downtown on the Jedi. Spend the Force for 2. And was that into Obi-Wan or into Plo? Nope, it was into Plo. Takes a shield and a card. That's going to be half points on Plo right off the bat here. Tavson, no shots. Here is the calculate for Thanison. 5 dice. You need 1 paint.
Yes, and
super, super, no agility. He's dead.
He's dead, yeah.
He spent the calculate for good measure.
Yeah, man, oddball. Just bullied this round. Tractor beamed.
Oh yeah, we gotta resolve those crits.
What crits?
Because they're hull breach.
I guess so. Yeah. Not wrong. It is. Gonna be a big chain reaction here. Alpha, a hull breach into a fuel leak, into another fuel leak.
Yep.
Into a structural damage. Wow. Well,
yep.
Prefer that happens when you're dead.
I should have commissioned. I needed to make one more animation. The one that just says you're dead.
You're dead. Kill shot. An explosive ending there to on ball. Lackluster procket, and finally the Jedi have a breathing round from the Upsilons, but not from Kylo, who is in a prime position to hunt them now.
Mm-hmm. Or Oregon Trail animation, like the grave scene.
Yeah. You've contracted death.
Yep, that's one way to do it. Now, Mark has an aggressive lead here, 119-0. And like we said before, Tavson did have the space to start making that turn. We got the hard 2 starting going to the right. I will tell you, Will, seeing this double Upsilons giving flashbacks of Brad just smacking people around with double Upsilons, and was it Kylo as well? Is it
it was this exact list. You didn't run any upgrades in it. It was really, I mean, you had 1 point, so like, what could you do before? Mm-hmm. But now has option of automated target priority. Yeah, we're seeing it quite a bit. Man, that was the first hyperspace season when we had all 7 factions. Mm-hmm. So it's been a bit. Turns out, didn't get any worse.
Still good. It's aggressive, right? It is an archetype that catches people off guard because I
don't think people are used to fighting Upsilons anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're old school. We've seen them for a long time, but they are not like the meta relevant, especially coming out of hyperspace. All right, looks like that's Plo shooting 2 hits into Tavson.
No, it's into Kylo. And the Kylo takes a damage. I mean, at this point, that's his. If he can get Kylo off the board, he might have an opportunity if the Jedi can live with their maneuverability to try to get these Upsilons off the table.
No, that's the exact win condition. I agree.
One hit,
Looks like
and that's a squiggle.
Wow. That's always feels bad. The one agility tank dodging your attack. All right, Plo with just one force here. Carlo with the target lock.
Mm-hmm. And spends for one. Got 2 hits sitting out there, and Plo, spend that evade. You gotta live. A full string going into Plo Koon.
Yeah, a full net is there. Woo!
And here we go. Let's see what we get. I got some hull breach. Yeah, I mean, he's dead. Now, I mean, Obi-Wan is clean, hasn't taken any damage, but it is going to be really difficult. Really difficult for Obi-Wan to do this on his own. He really needed at least one more ship. One more ship to at least try to draw some fire and be able to get him down.
Yeah. Some fortunate dice variants here. Really just lopsiding this game. The missed rocket here. The Jedi honestly having poor defensive roles.
Mm-hmm.
I went, well, maybe not poor, but what feels like below average. And just some great flying from Carlo here. He has been taking damage, is halved right now, but getting excellent time on target.
Yeah, I mean, Mark has made some absolutely great decisions. You know, it's interesting. You know, he's been flying Kylo a little bit more aggressive than we're used to seeing, but he's got Kylo covered by these 4 dice arcs. So it makes it so that it's really scary to get in the arcs. Like, hey, you want to shoot at Kylo? That's fine. You're also going to get shot in the face more than once. Like, it's happening. You can't stop me.
No, I mean, might as well hang out. Like, if you can bring the fight to the Upsilons, this is essentially what Carlo did, right? He didn't, like, wait for them to go and engage the enemy. He double boosted off the gates to try to pull Oddball and some of the others into those firing arcs. That was a coordinate by Petty Officer Thanison to Kylo a lock, and then Tavison came up and jammed Obi-Wan's lock off of him. And it looks like that was no targets available for Kylo Ren. And we're back to it.
Now today, I want to remind everybody that we have a total of 6 rounds, 6 games coming your way of action. So this is not a normal Saturday morning Gold Squadron where we do 3 to 4 rounds and we call it a. We've got full 6 rounds, and we will be back tomorrow with our top cut, a top 32. Now, I know some people have been looking at some of the factions, looking at some of the ships that are not in and not out. That are not in the tournament right now. We'll be analyzing some of that stuff here in a little bit. It is always fun to look at that data, but we're entering into a competitive season for Galaxies that is going to stretch across at least 1 to 2 releases will happen during this time. And we know that we're getting a points update. And maybe even changes to the rules because AMG has announced that they are putting out their rules forum, and our Marshal D. Yoon was saying that they do have some direct contact now from AMG. Hey, rules stuff is happening. It's happening. We'll see when we get there.
Well, it's good. I am always happy to hear of AMG's continued involvement.
Yep.
Getting that feedback with the community. The Upsilons here opening up some space for Kylo to fight Obi-Wan. And Kylo just easily arc dodges here. No problem.
All right, here we go. We got a range 3 attack. Obi-Wan just trying to live, spending the force, hit crit. And hit crit is happening. Tavson is going to use his ability, scoop up a target lock. And what crit do we get there? We get a disabled power regulator onto Tavson. Disabled power regulator.
Yeah, he's going to receive an ion when he engages, but it'll take 3 ions, so he's got a bit of time before that will trigger.
Exactly. All right, and hit crit coming from Kylo into Obi-Wan. Three hits and a crit. Oh, natties.
There we go.
Natties.
Crit on the shield. Obi-Wan. It's very thankful for that. All right. So, I think I have to repeat this Twitch commenter because it was the exact thing I was thinking a couple turns ago. This is Raviolo DR. That Carlo shouldn't have engaged in the giant open space. He should have made some laps around the field. And I agree. He saw where the Upsilon's set up. Able to go to the north of the board as we're looking at it here and past that diagonal line of gas clouds. So then there's an open board for them to play in up there, but also this smaller open space over here. So setting up in that opposite corner and seeing which side of that diagonal line the Upsilons take, you could have an easier decision. But on the flip side, that's the turn 0 thing as well, that you don't want these big open spaces for the Upsilons to casually hang out in. You're repositioning Jedi. You should be able to fly through a tight cloud formation. So it's what I think I would have expected. At least, I mean, obviously, Carlo could have attempted that. And then Mark set his 3 obstacles all out on the corner. So we do see 3 of them cornered.
That's right. Yeah. So Mark brought the ones that have the least consequences for these Upsilons and then spread them out. And the thing is, like, you got 2 pretty large open spaces that ended up getting created by this formation. You not only had that pocket that they fought in, that top left-hand corner, which I think is probably what Carlo was looking at, saying, hey, I don't want to fight up there. Like,
yeah, he's like, what is it? Lesser of 2 evils.
Yeah, exactly. And I think just the problem is that the engagement ended up happening in that little pocket there. Maybe one of those clouds needed to be a little bit more towards the center there and say, hey, you know what? That sector up in that top left, we're going to leave that open, or it would have been more open, but close down at least one of the corners and fight there.
Yeah, we see Obi-Wan. He's able to get 2 evades by spending his focus token and then spending his force, his last force, to keep that focus token. Or rather, gain it again.
Hit crit going to Obi-Wan. Out of force. Does have a focus, though. And is going to be taking a crit. This will be half points on Obi-Wan. It is a damaged sensor array. Damaged sensor array. Only going to be able to perform focus actions there. I mean, yeah, Tavson and Kylo are gonna be crowding him into the corner this next turn and doing what he can.
So speaking of these Republic lists, we actually got, I think, just a total of, was it only 13? 13 Republic list for the day, which is, I believe, our bottom faction as well. They've really fallen off. Is it the reliance of green dice for these Jedi that's been holding them back?
I mean, so we got the final numbers in here. Yeah, the Republic 7 lists. Right now, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It feels like we're getting a bit of a shift. So the not seeing. Let me say this. I'm surprised that these were not 7B Aether sprites, especially with us being in hyperspace for such a long time. We really saw how good the 7B Jedi Knights were. They do pack a bigger punch, and I feel like right now what people are looking for is bigger offensive potential. This list on Carlo's side has some cool tricks, and like you mentioned, like it could potentially have some like almost Alpha Strike like engagements. I think the problem really is more the matchup. How can you plan for a double Upsilon matchup? You can't. You don't expect to face. You can't handle firepower of that magnitude. All right. So I think really for this matchup for Carlo, he's going to have to dust himself off and just try to pick it up next round, because I think he has a good list. I like what's there, but you just had some ships that just swing way harder than you expected.
Yeah, I mean, each of them are an efficiency piece, each one really pulling, I feel, its weight in points just against these 4 dice attacks. Not enough. We did see a Thanison trigger off of the stress from Obi-Wan. So it's just they're currently stressed. Out of force as well.
Alrighty, and yeah, I like the flip around here from Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's not going to be enough though. Kylo spends a force and he's going to put the nail in the coffin on the Republic. Thanks for playing. Yeah, tough matchup there. Tough matchup for Carlo. But you know what? It's early. It's early. One of the things we talk quite a bit about, tournament approaches on our podcast. By the way, we do stream our podcast every Monday starting at 8:30, and of course, it's available everywhere you can download podcasts, and including on our YouTube channel. We do upload our recordings there. But this is a perfect situation where, Carlo got a matchup he wasn't expecting. Thank you to ISO, Danko, Baffle, Trojan, Prophet, Shadow, Tycho, Spice, Raider, Lancer, and Fallen, our Grand Admiral patrons, and all of our Gold Squadron patrons and community members. Thank you so much for your support. Gold Squadron out.